If you're trying to get people to connect more with your artwork, just know this is a very common thing. All of us artists want people to connect with our work, whether it's because you're trying to sell your work or maybe you're just trying to create really amazing work. You want viewers to connect with it. So in this video, I'm going to share some tips that I've learned as a full-time artist over the last 10 years, selling my work in person at events all across the Midwest, also making over 600 different paintings. I'm going to share what I've learned to help you get viewers to connect with your work better. I'm going to separate these tips out into two different categories. Things you can do in the planning stages of your artwork, and then things that you can do to talk to customers better about your work after it's created. When you're planning your work, it's important to think about the subject matter as well as your color choices, because both of these go hand in hand to evoke an emotional connection within the viewer. And this is what you want, because the more that you can get a person to connect with your artwork emotionally, the more likely they are to buy it or to at least want to follow you on social media after seeing it. For example, if they see it as they're scrolling through Instagram. When it comes to subject matter, it's pretty easy on the surface to find subjects that people will emotionally connect with. Whether it's a portrait of an animal, a portrait of a child, or a certain public figure potentially, maybe even a landscape. Something that will evoke a connection with a person based on an experience or memory that they have from their past. Or perhaps even something that they find funny, because there can be artwork that's more comical in nature. It doesn't have to be only happy or sad or serious. There are a spectrum of emotions that we can connect with as artists. When it comes to color choice, you can add bold, bright colors to evoke emotions of happiness, joyfulness, and energy, or you can use black and white or monochromatic, reduce the number of colors, so that way you are dialing in on a different type of emotion. Maybe something more calming, or maybe something that's even slightly depressed or morose. There are such a range of different emotions that colors, or the lack thereof, can help to evoke. And I want to exemplify this by a couple of pieces. First is my painting that I created of my cat, Mr. Samadhi. From a subject matter choice, I chose my cat because I know people really connect with their pets, especially their cats. But I also chose to crop it in really close to his eyes, so that way you would connect with them. I think the eyes are the window to the soul, and I think other people feel similarly. And I notice when they come in my art booth and they're looking at work, the pieces that have big, bold eyes that they get drawn into really quickly grab their attention and usually hold it. And oftentimes they end up leaving with a print of that piece, the first one that they saw when they walked in. And so what I wanted to do when I created this was use that to my advantage, because I know people are going to see that from afar and it's going to draw them in. And then I will be able to either sell them that work or maybe something else that's in my booth. But I know that when they see the eyes, they start to connect with my work emotionally almost instantly. And if they've ever had a cat in their past, it's going to bring up those feelings of love and connectedness they've had with that cat within them when they're viewing my work. Now, as a complete opposite to this, I want to share one of my husband's monotypes. It's achromatic. It's called Cancer. It's of his father before he passed away of cancer, laying in the bed at home on hospice. This piece has a deep emotion, and some people find it to be a negative one. And I'm not trying to bring anybody down with my video, but this is something that people have to realize that art is for. And sometimes it's more of the fine art side of things, right? Because oftentimes if you're going to an art fair, you're not wanting to spread kind of sad vibes or anything like that. You don't want to bring up death or people dying, bad health, or anything like that if you're trying to sell work, honestly. But from a fine art angle, this type of work is often explored by artists because it can be so emotional in nature. And one thing that I saw when Greg, my husband, brought this to art fairs, I saw people go into his booth time and time again and look at this work, stand in front of it. Of course, no one bought it. I think it's because it probably made them sad, or it stirred up emotions within them that weren't 100% positive. Despite this, people would spend more time standing in front of this piece of his than any other pieces inside his entire booth. So I think this is something to consider if you're trying to get people to connect with your work. Try to figure out on the inception, the creation stage of your work, when you're planning everything out, what emotion do you want to evoke within the viewer? If it's something that's sadness or negative in some way, then perhaps reducing the colors and going achromatic, black and white, like Greg did in his monotype, would be a good choice. Conversely, if you're trying to go for a vibe that's more happy and uplifting, maybe endearing, then picking something like an animal portrait or a portrait of a mother and a child, a landscape that could evoke a sense of majesty, picking something like that and choose a color scheme that will complement that uplifting vibe of the subject matter. All in all, you just want to know that the choices that you make when you start your work, before you ever even put brush to canvas or before you ever start drawing, whatever your medium is, those choices, those things that you're planning out could have a very big effect on how your work is received once it's finished and it's on display. And that's what I want to move on to next, are techniques that you can use to get viewers to connect with your work more once they're standing in front of it, like once they're in your art fair booth. Check out this video of me in my art fair booth talking about my Soul Samadhi painting.
He's my buddy and no one else gets to see him that close up because he's kind of a shy cat. So this is like looking into his soul.
As you can see, I told the viewer some meaningful things about this particular piece. Another technique that works really well is to tell a funny story about your work. Anything that you can think of that could make a potential customer laugh will make them more likely to buy, or at least it will make them more likely to be connected with your work and want to stay connected with you as the artist later, whether that's following you on social media, subscribing to your newsletter, or simply wanting to leave your booth with a business card so that way they can think about purchasing at a later time. What I really like to do when people first enter my art booth is just sit back. I greet them with a warm, happy smile and open personality, but then I wait to see which paintings they gravitate towards. If there's something that they start to stand in front of, even if they pause there only for a few moments, typically I will jump up from my chair and I'll walk over to them and then start talking about that particular piece, telling them my 1 or 2 liner endearing story or something that might make them laugh. If you have these little stories just in the back of your mind memorized, the 2-liner, 3-liner endearing moments that you can share just on command of every artwork that's hanging on the wall within your booth, then by sharing that with the customer when they're standing in front of your artwork, they're instantly going to have a better connection with that piece than they would have if they would just look at the work and not have your narration, your little story that goes along with it. Plus, they'll feel like they're getting a more personal experience in your art booth, and they'll enjoy that. And what I found is if you can show people a good time in your booth, like be a good host to them, then if you're ignoring them, you have your face in your phone, anything that you're doing that's not connecting with them could potentially get them to leave. All of that considered, there are a lot of factors that go into getting a customer to connect with your work and then turn that connection into a sale. So if you would like some more tips on how to do sales, how to close those sales in an in-person art selling situation, check out this video. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope it helps. See you next time.